Welcome to Canadian Armed Forces Fitness, your premier destination for online fitness training in the CAF community. Our mission is to provide dynamic, results-driven fitness programs tailored to meet the diverse needs and wants of our CAF members. Join us for our weekly live and bilingual workouts with options for every fitness level. Engage in our challenges and explore diverse content from mobility sessions to targeted training programs like force evaluation prep. Connect with our community by subscribing to our bulletin and following us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to stay informed on our latest updates and events. I'm Coach Saul, and together we are CAF Fitness.
Indeed, we are CAF Fitness. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Canadian Armed Forces Fitness Studios powered by PSP. I am your host, Coach Saul. Like always, have water nearby, have space to work out in, and if there's any movements that don't agree with you in your body, let me know in the comments so that I can give you alternatives for those movements. Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue dans le studio Les Facs en forme, propulsé par PSP. Je suis votre hôte, Coach Saul. Comme toujours, avoir de l'eau à proximité, avoir un espace bien dégagé et sécuritaire, et si jamais il y a un mouvement qui ne vous convient pas, dites-moi dans les commentaires pour que je puisse vous donner des alternatives pour ces mouvements-là. Ok? Aujourd'hui, en tant qu'équipement, vous aurez besoin d'une balle. Ok, balle. Moi, j'utilise une balle de lacrosse, mais si vous avez une balle de tennis, un balle de, je sais pas, même si vous avez un rouleau de tape, ça marcherait. Okay, so for equipment, everyone, you're going to need a ball today. I'm just using a lacrosse ball, but if you have a tennis ball, if you have a pickleball, if you have even a roll of tape, then that'll work for today, okay? We're going to be using it at the very end, so you'll have lots of time to think about what you're going to use for that if you do want to. All right, so I'm going to put that there for now. Hopefully it won't roll into me or make me slip and fall or anything like that. Before we get started, please make sure that you read the disclaimer, which I'm going to put on the screen momentarily. And if you have a floor mat, make sure you grab that as well. Alors, si vous avez un tapis de yoga ou quoi que ce soit en dessous de vous pour rendre votre espace plus confortable, mettez-le maintenant. So please read the disclaimer on the screen right now. It's also available in the description on YouTube and Facebook. Veuillez lire l'avis de non-responsabilité qui est affiché sur l'écran et c'est aussi disponible dans la description sur YouTube et Facebook. Il y a aussi un lien vers Wordly. Wordly, c'est dans le chat. Wordly, c'est pour les sous-titres où vous pouvez me muter et me faire parler n'importe quelle langue que vous voulez, mais les traductions par IA peuvent ne pas saisir toutes les nuances de la langue d'origine. Okay, so there is a link in the chat for Wordly. Wordly is for subtitles, or you can have me speaking whatever language you'd like, but please note that the AI translations may not capture all the nuances of the original language. And bam! We are back. I think that's a world record for Coach Saul getting through the spiel. All right, so we're going to start off with prone YTI. So we are going to start on our belly. We're going to be on our belly for 3 movements, okay? So I want you to make sure that you have a comfortable space on the floor. And like I said, get yourself a mat if you need to. Okay, so we're going to be on the floor. Prone simply means that we're on our stomach. Okay, and what I'd like everyone to do is just put your arms up with your thumbs pointed upwards. Okay, we're going to take care of our shoulders and our back. Throughout this movement, you can look at me now, but throughout this movement, I want you actually looking at the floor to maintain a neutral spine. Okay, I don't need you looking up at the screen while we do this and kind of kinking your neck while you do that. All right, so chin down. Now we're going to go the letter Y, we're going to go into that position and we're going to do a lift off. Then we're going to go to the letter T, and then we're going to do a lift off. And then we're going to go to an I, which is arms straight ahead, and another lift off. We're going to complete these movements 10 times, okay? So, let's go 5 times instead because we got 3 movements each, okay? So 5 times each, and I want you to make sure you're taking your time, engaging your back muscles, and like I said, keeping your chin down. All right, follow me or go at your own pace, and don't forget to breathe. Looking at the floor, Y, T, I. Again, Y, T, I. Once again, Y, T, I. Let's go for number 4. Y. T. I. And last one, 5. Y. T. Whoops. T and I. There we go. Way to mess up on the last one there, Coach Saul. Okay, now we're going to be doing prone angel. So it's kind of like a snow angel, but we're on our stomach instead of our back. Now, if you have to drag your fingertips across the floor like this, that's totally fine. But if you can, try and keep your arms off the floor completely the whole time, and try once again to engage the back muscles, okay? Now, also, if you can manage it, I want you to try and put your hands on your lower back and then clap out in front of you, if you can, okay, to really rotate your shoulder girdle, okay? Alors, on garde le menton baissé pour garder le dos neutre et on lève les bras, on fait ça 10 fois. C'est parti. 1, 2, prenez votre temps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 et 10. Excellent. Ok, cette fois-ci, ce qu'on va faire, on va faire les deux mouvements opposés pour les épaules. Alors, on va faire la rotation externe ainsi que la rotation interne, toutes dans la position à plat ventre. Ok, alors je veux que vous mettez votre bras droit en arrière du dos, et on veut chercher la pleine amplitude, et l'autre main va aller en arrière de la tête ou le cou. Ok? Alors, on garde la poitrine élevée et on échange les positions des bras. C'est parti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 et 10. Excellent. On vient à 4 pattes cette fois-ci. Alors, on pousse pour être à 4 pattes avec les hanches décollées du sol ou le haut du corps décollé du sol, les genoux en dessous des hanches, les mains en dessous des épaules. Et on va faire la rotation en quadrupède comme ça. Okay, so we're going to be in an all fours position and then get your shoulder and head down to the floor if you can. And switch sides, bless you. Other hand through. Trying to get your head and shoulder on the floor. Come on up and reach through once again. And one more time on the other side, reach through. And make sure you're breathing, people. You gotta breathe. Come on back to the center. This time we're going to do something called moose antlers, okay? So we're going to put one hand behind the head, and then we're going to touch elbow to elbow, and then we're going to rotate as far as we can, keeping the hips square to the floor, Ok, alors on veut garder les hanches carrées au sol et carrément parallèles au sol. Et on va toucher le coude au coude et on va ouvrir en pleine amplitude. Ok, c'est parti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 et 10. Bravo. Et on change de bord. Alors on met l'autre main en arrière de la tête. Ok, et on fait la rotation coude à coude et c'est parti. 1, 2. Si on est capable, on pointe 3. Le coude jusqu'au plafond. 4, 5. Ou dans le cas de Frank, 6. On pointe jusqu'au ciel. 7, 8, 9 et 10. Bravo tout le monde. Ok, on secoue un petit peu les bras. Ok, et les poignets, plutôt les poignets que rien d'autre. Et maintenant, on va faire le cat cow, le chat vache. Ok, alors les mains sont au sol. On est à quatre pattes. On va inspirer en recourbant le dos. Et on expire en arrondissant le dos. Okay, so we inhale as we arch the back. And then we exhale as we round the back. Inhale, hips up, chest up. Exhale, hips to ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once again, inhale. Exhale. And relax. All right, now we're going to go into child's pose, okay? So you're now going to sit back on your heels, wide knees, reach your arms out in front of you, and push your head through your arms to try and get your ears by your biceps. Now, something that will augment this shoulder stretch is by putting your arms up on an elevated platform, whether it's a chair, a bench, a stool, a box, whatever it is. Having your hands higher will allow you to push the limit of your mobility in your shoulders. Okay, by getting a little bit more flexion. Something else that you can add here if you choose, I will add it because I'm asking you to if you so choose, pointing your thumbs upwards, and then we're going to be lifting one arm at a time, straight arms, okay? So we're going to lift up, 1, 2, 3, 4, pushing the opposite arm, 5, into the platform, 6, or the floor, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now really settling into that stretch now. Okay, so push your head all the way through. On veut pousser la tête complètement à travers. On veut garder les oreilles à côté des biceps. On veut respirer. Très bien. Child's pose. 3, 2, 1. Et on se redresse. Okay, we sit back now. And now what we're going to do is lay on our side for a side lying thoracic spine opener. So we're going to lay on our side, arm reached out in front of us, knees bent 90 degrees. The bottom arm, sorry, the top arm is the one that's going to reach out in front of us, but the bottom arm you're going to put on your top knee. That way your knees are going to stay down, okay? Because we want to anchor our knees to the floor. While we're twisting, if our knees come apart like this, we're not getting the full twist from the stretch, okay? So make sure that you get full range of motion, full mobility by stacking your knees and anchoring them down. Le bras du haut, on va l'allonger devant nous. On prend une grande respiration et on ouvre le cage thoracique. On inspire en ramenant la main devant nous et on expire en ouvrant la cage thoracique. Encore une fois, expirez, inspirez, expirez, inspirez, expirez, et encore une fois, inspiration et expiration. Très bien. Et on se redresse et on tourne sur l'autre côté. Okay, so we're going to sit up and switch to the other side, or you can just roll over, whatever works for you. 90 degrés avec les genoux, so 90 degrees with the knees. On veut ancrer les genoux au sol. Alors, on ne veut pas qu'ils se séparent. On garde les genoux bien collés ensemble. Le bras du haut va être tendu devant nous. Grande respiration. Et on ouvre la cage thoracique. On essaie de toucher les deux omoplates au sol. On revient en inspirant. And as you exhale, I should say, then open up. Come back in front. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, back in front. Exhale, open up. And last one, coming back in front. And open up. Very good. And coming back in front. All right, everyone. Now we're going to sit up to a seated position with our feet outside of the hips. I think you know what's coming up. This is my favorite hip mobility sequence. It's called the 90-90, the 90-90, ou j'adore dire 90-90, parce que j'haïs faire des maths en train de parler. So, 90-90, we're going to let our knees fall from one side to the other, but as we're letting our knees fall, I want you to recognize whether or not your knees are 90 degrees. Okay? So, for example, here, my front leg is not 90 degrees. I want to make sure that it is, because that is where I'm going to get the benefit from the mobility. Okay? So you move your feet outside your hips. You let your knees fall to one side. You say, oh, okay, I need to pull that one in, push that one out. Once you've reached 90 degrees, you're going to let your knees fall to the other side, make the same adjustment, and then make adjustments as you go, and letting your knees just do the windshield wipers from side to side. Ok, alors on laisse les genoux basculer de un côté à l'autre. Très bien. Et on va choisir un côté en 3, 2, 1. On va laisser les genoux tomber à un côté et on va aller mettre la poitrine au-dessus du tibia. Okay, so we're going to let our chest come over top of our tibia here, our shin. And what I want you to do now is I want you to make sure 90 degrees in the back, 90 degrees in the front, 90 degrees between your two knees, between your two legs, I should say. Hand on the foot, other hand beside your knee. And then what I want us to do is I want us to be doing body waves over top of our shin. So we're going to bring the chin to the shin, and then we're going to come up one vertebrae at a time, like as if we're bobbing on the ocean. We're just floating on the ocean like a wave, following the motion of the ocean. Very nice. Good. And now we're going to switch to nose towards the toes. Okay. First it was chin to the shin. Now we're going to go nose to the toes. So shift your orientation so that your chest, the middle of your chest is over your toes. And now let's do body waves in this direction. Now, it may feel a little bit tighter. You may feel like you can't go as deep. Nothing wrong with going a little bit more shallow. Okay? Alors, si vous allez un peu moins profond dans cette orientation, ce n'est pas grave, ça ne dérange pas. On fait de notre mieux d'améliorer votre mobilité ou votre profondeur avec chaque onde corporelle. Inspirez du nez et souffle de la bouche. Nice job, everyone. Come on up. And now we're going to switch over to the other side. So keeping your heels dug into the floor, switch by just rotating to the other side. And now we've got two 90-degree angles. Again, I had to make a little adjustment, so make it if you need to. Hand on the foot, other hand beside your knee, chest over top of the middle of the shin, and let's do some body waves. Oh, Nelly, my hips are a little tight today. Okay, you can go fast, you can go slow, you can go deep, you can go shallow. It's totally up to you. Very nice. 3, 2, 1. And now come on up. Rotate so that your chest and your nose are now towards your toes. And now let's start falling. Start floating, I should say, on the waves. Oh yeah, just kicking it on the waves, floating on the motion of the ocean. Just want to remind everybody that this mobility right here is some of the best mobility for your hips. So you can repeat this as many times as you deem necessary. Okay, but like if you're not feeling tight at all, like you don't want to just overdo it and do it for no reason. But if you're feeling like, yeah, I've been sitting down all day, I'm gonna hit the 90-90 stretch. Do it. You will not regret it. Just save this video for a rainy day. Or I have a 90-90 video dedicated to this stretch and more aspects of it on the YouTube channel. All right, everyone, come on back up. Redressez-vous. And now you're going to come back to neutral, so a seated position. Now just let your knees fall from side to side, and you should feel a difference from when you started to where you are now. So for example, I did get a little bit lower. So my back knee can almost touch the ground now, as opposed to when I started, it was like way up here. Okay, but if you didn't gain any mobility, perhaps you gained a little bit more comfort in the position you were before. Right, so you can't get any lower, but it's feeling a lot better in that same position that it was before. All right, now I want you to stop what you're doing, like with the windshield wipers, and I just want you to relax for a second. I'm going to demonstrate what I want next. We're going to be doing box get-ups. We're going to do 5 per side, 10 total. Okay, and here's what a box get-up is. You're going to be seated like we were in the 90-90 position. Ideally, you'll eventually, this is like the high performance version, you'll be able to do this with no hands. Okay, it's like the 90-90 position, but then you transfer into a pigeon pose. Now, you're going to go to one side. You can use your hands, but I do want you to get up into that pigeon position, reinforcing that hip mobility, because mobility is flexibility plus stability plus strength, right? So if you don't have the strength in this position to get from here to here, well, then we're going to build up by using our hands, and then eventually no hands. Boom. Okay? All right, so we're going to do that. You can go at my count, or you can go on your own count, 10 total, 5 per side. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to the center. Very nice. All right. From here, we're going to be doing the lower leg rotation. One thing I should have asked everyone to do is get a box or a chair to sit on. Now, because I didn't ask that, I don't expect it. It's totally fine. But you can do it from a seated position on the floor. But what I want you to do is I want you to grab that ball now, and then I'm going to grab a chair. But even if you have a couch nearby, or if you have a windowsill that you can just sit on, or like I am showing you here, in an office chair will work just fine. Okay, so we're going to be doing some lower leg rotations because your knees are meant to bend like this, forward and back. But how we doing on Zoom? Is the connection okay? Yeah. Okay. All right, because it just went off on Facebook and Instagram for some reason. Check, check. I think we're good. I think we're good. My mic seems to still be on. Okay, so putting the ball between your knees, we're going to work a little bit on the possibility of your knees rotating and so becoming more stable in your knees. Flexibility, strength, stability. So putting the ball between my knees, not like right at your kneecaps where you're going to have to kind of bend your knees in, but just between, like you're going to put it on the meaty part, so the quads. Okay. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to lift your heels off the floor. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see my feet. Okay, so you're going to lift your heels off the floor. And then what we're going to do first is we're going to work external rotation. Okay, so I can bring my feet actually like closer together, not quite touching, but closer together. Okay, so we're going to do this 10 times. We're going to lift our heels, lift our toes off the floor, and we're going to rotate outwards just like so. And the ball makes sure that I'm not going to be pulling my knees out with the rotation. The knee is going to stay facing forward, and your lower leg is going to be rotating out. All right, so we're going to do that 10 times, and then on the 10th one, we're going to hold it out there for 10 seconds. All right, so toes up, and 1, 2, back to neutral, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Whoo! Not gonna lie, that's getting me a little bit in my inner thighs. Okay, next up, we're gonna do internal rotation now of the lower leg. So you're still gonna be holding the ball between your knees, but this time you're gonna have to separate your feet a little bit more because you wanna turn your toes inwards like this. All right, so I'm gonna separate my knees a little bit further even. All right, here we go. Toes up, same rep scheme. And 1, 2. I'm even touching my toes together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And I'm just realizing now that I forgot the pause on the external rotation, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll give you a pass for today. All right, nice job, everyone. Now, I'd like everyone to stay seated in the position that they are right now, in a chair or on the couch or whatever. Okay, and then what I want you to do is I want you to bring one foot up on top of your opposite knee. Then we're going to do 3 deep breaths, holding for a count of 5 on the way in. Hold your breath for a count of 5. Exhale for a count of 5. Holding your breath, lungs empty for a count of 5. And then we'll switch legs and we'll do 3 breaths on that side. Okay? So in this figure 4 stretch, dans cette position, on commence les respirations. In through the nose. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And return to normal breathing. Let's switch legs. Bringing my knee up. There we go. All right, so this hip is a little bit tighter. All right, here we go, everyone. Relax and inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And relax. All right. That is all for today. It was a quick mobility session, 35 minutes, no problem there. You can always set aside 35 minutes. We do a lot of scrolling. We do a lot of, maybe you're a reader. Maybe that's not me. I don't sit down and read books for, I was about to say I don't do it for pleasure. It's always pleasurable reading a book, but I don't necessarily pass my time doing it, right? Which is why this 60 Cat Fitness Hard is such a great challenge, because it challenges me to read every day. Anyhow, bravo tout le monde. Bravo sur la mobilité, bravo sur le challenge 60K Fitness Hard. La semaine prochaine, je pense le mercredi 15 septembre, on va avoir le challenge, le concours d'abonnement sur notre bulletin. Alors, si vous abonnez à notre bulletin entre le 15 septembre au 10 octobre, vous courriera la chance à gagner les prix Fac en forme, ainsi que 2 cartes cadeaux Canadian Tire, un de $25, un de $50. All right, so The Calf Fitness Hard Challenge is going on right now, which is amazing. But we also have a challenge, not a challenge, but a contest starting on September the 15th. If you sign up for our bulletin, never miss a rep, which is right on the bottom of the screen here, never miss a rep between the dates of 15 September to 10 October, you will be entered for a chance to win one of 2 Canadian Tire gift cards, one of $50 and one of $25, as well as some Calf Fitness prizes as third prizes as well. All right, well done everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. Merci de vous connecter aujourd'hui. Comme toujours, passez une merveilleuse week-end. Thank you everyone. Have a wonderful weekend and I will see you all on Monday for some force prep. Ta-ta.
Bienvenue aux Forces armées canadiennes en forme, votre destination principale pour l'entraînement physique en ligne dans la communauté des facs. Notre mission, c'est d'offrir des programmes de conditionnement physique dynamiques et axés sur les résultats, conçus pour répondre aux divers besoins et désirs des membres des facs. Rejoignez-nous pour nos séances d'entraînement hebdomadaires en ligne, en direct et bilingue, avec des options pour tous les niveaux de forme physique. Participez à nos défis et explorez notre contenu varié, des séances de mobilité aux programmes ciblés tels que la préparation pour l'évaluation force. Connectez-vous avec notre communauté dynamique en vous abonnant à notre bulletin et en nous suivant sur Facebook, Instagram et YouTube pour rester informé de nos dernières mises à jour et nos événements. Je suis Coach Saul et ensemble, nous sommes les facs en forme.